Mountain. DeWitt County has a new website, and the DeWitt County Board Chair is raving about the changes made to the site. On the WHOW Morning Show Friday, Board Chair Dan Matthews told Regional Radio that board member Pat Ryan put in a lot of work to get the site updated and become more streamlined. He calls the update to the site well overdue.
Well, it was well overdue, that's for sure. And really, kudos go out to Pat Ryan. He has spent a lot of time not only changing the website over and pulling in resources to do that, but he's done a lot of research on other counties' websites to see what kind of information they're putting out there. We've kind of gone back and forth. You want to put as much information as you can. You want to get people engaged, but you also sometimes got to be careful that you don't get a lot of traffic that is going to the county that shouldn't go to the county, right? We've built a lot of new information there. It's much easier to get around and find information than they had before. But most importantly, it's really easy for us to update it. Prior to this new system, we had to really almost programming. It took programming to change a page to update things. So it's very hard to do and time consuming. Now it's almost as easy as dragging and dropping from your computer over to the website.
Matthews explains they wanted the website to be much more informative, so if you visit the site, you'll notice right away there is more promotion of some of the things happening in DeWitt County.
If you go into some of the events coming up, we work with Workforce Investment Solutions out of Macon County, and they have a couple events coming up that are for job training and some really cool events that they have in the next few weeks. So we were able to post those in a few minutes, and that's just things we couldn't do before. So we wanted to be a lot more informative to residents of DeWitt County and just easy to use. So we're hoping that everybody's going to find that. And I'll tell you, we've had, I think, almost 1,700 hits already on the website. So it gets a lot of traffic, but we're actually now able to say, where are people going? Which department are they looking at? Things like that, so that we know what people are finding on the website, and now we can enhance that, or we can say, what can we do to improve this? And so it's just a lot more better communication, and should be a lot better for all the residents of DeWitt County to find information that they need from us.
The new website is mobile-friendly. That is going to be a huge improvement from the former site. Matthews calls it much more user-friendly and indicates you can even sign up for email notifications.
I should have mentioned that, because that's a great part of this website. It is mobile-friendly now. So you can sign up to get email notifications from the website. You now can look at it on your phone. Yeah, you could look at it before, but if you've ever been on a website that isn't mobile friendly, you're scrolling around on that screen trying to just find the login button or just find the update button. Now it is mobile friendly, and so those people who maybe don't have access to a PC or laptop but have a phone in their hand all the time, it's much more user friendly, and so you can again subscribe and get updates directly to your mobile phone.
The URL remains the same. It's DeWittCountyILL.com. The March weather outlooks are starting out trending strongly above normal. Things will trend back to about average. Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service in Lincoln indicates the first few weeks of March are showing a strong signal for above normal temperatures, which is showing in the weather forecasts here for the next few weeks.
First week of March, there's a rainstorm coming in. Looks like the 6th or 7th. Another good dose of rain there, and probably a few more storms, like Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night, and the 6th into the 7th. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one too. It's really far into the model outlook, so it's going to adjust timing wise. But another cold front is going to be blasting through that first week, so a little bit of wet conditions there. And while the overall signal for March is showing equal chances of above or below normal precip and above or below normal temps, we're closer to above normal tendencies just to our north. Chicago's actually in the above normal temperature range there. So March can be hit or miss. You can have some snowstorms in March, so don't put the shovel away. But things aren't going to stick around long. Our ground is warm. We have no frost depths. And even if we get a dose of snow like we did last Friday, the roads melted a lot of that snow, and more than likely, the ground and roads are going to probably be able to handle any snows that fall here for us. But slippery conditions do develop in that heavier periods of snow. So just, March, it looks like above normal is tendency closer temperatures there, but Mother Nature has a lot of things up her sleeve. March starts out average high of 45, mid-40s, and then average low around 27. At the end of the month, we warm up a lot, 58 for a normal high and 35 for a normal low. So we gain 12 to 13 degrees there through the month. And that's one of the bigger swings we see because, we're coming into that. We increase the sunshine the most in that March time frame in terms of how many minutes per day that get added for our sunshine there.
According to Shimon, that above normal temperature trend returns as we get into March, and it will carry through to the summer and into the fall.
All right. Yeah. Above normal temperatures are in there for the, all the way through early summer, April, May, June. And it's in the 40th to 50th percentile. So it's, a decent signal that we're going to eventually average out above normal in temps. Precip wise, it looks like, right at the equal chances with a above normal precip signal in the southeast, like third of Illinois. So, it doesn't look like an overly wet spring. Once again, another signal towards, maybe a decent planting season. Beneficial rains periodically because, the above normal precip is pretty close by. So, it looks like a really decent spring and, maybe we'll even have one this year instead of going from winter to summer, as some years do. As I click all the way through the Climate Prediction Center's 3-month outlooks, every single 3-month grouping is above normal temperatures all the way through. The first one that's not is December, January, February of next winter. So the Climate Prediction Center is latching on to an above normal year, really, in terms of temperatures all the way through summer and fall. So, we'll see how that pans out. Are we going to get heat waves? With that big of a signal, and it's the entire lower 48 almost for those 3-month outlooks. It's really amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that since I've been in the Weather Service. The Earth is definitely responding to a signal that they're seeing, and the solar flares and the activity on the sun is peaking too. There's a lot of solar activity, and so we may be getting a little bit of uptick in energy from the sun during this year. When there's an active sun surface and a lot of solar flares and coronal mass ejections, there's also a tendency for the sun to just emit a little bit more energy during those phases. And so that might be one of the things. And it doesn't take a whole lot of extra energy out of that sun to really just, warm the Earth a little bit more. So that might be a little bit of what's going into that.
Despite a dry February so far and a dry outlook for the spring, Shimon indicates we should be in good shape from a soil moisture standpoint thanks to a very wet January that replenished the ground with moisture. Social Security card-related transactions are the most common reason people visit Social Security offices, but if you need a new or replacement Social Security card, you may be able to complete or at least start your application on the Social Security website. According to Jack Myers with Social Security, if a visit is necessary, you can then use the online scheduling tool to book an appointment to complete the process at your local office. If you need to apply for a Social Security number and card, visit ssa.gov/number-card.
It's really the most common reason people visit our offices. And I won't necessarily drill that down just to replacing a card, but I'll say more broadly, Social Security card-related transactions are the most common reason people visit our offices. So when you come to a Social Security office and you see a bunch of people there, most of those people are there for something to do with a Social Security card. And so I want to just make sure that people understand that over the past year or two, things have gotten easier and more convenient with our website in conjunction with Social Security card businesses, so our transactions. So if you need to get a new or replacement Social Security card, what I would recommend doing is going to our website at ssa.gov. Now, you can go straight there, ssa.gov, or you can type ssa.gov/number-card, but it's probably easier just to go ssa.gov and then scroll down a little bit and click on the links for number and card. Once you're in that section, we've got a kind of a new interactive tool where it'll start asking you questions about what you want to do.
Once there, you'll answer a series of questions to determine if you can complete the process online without having to visit an office, start the process online, or start and complete the process at your local Social Security office.
Based upon how you answer those questions, how you need to proceed. So there are a few different options. Number one, you may be able to just complete the entire process online without having to visit a Social Security office at all and have the card mailed to you. If that's not going to work for you based on your situation, which will be determined by how you answer the questions, then at least you can start most of the time the process online, figure out what you need to bring to our office in terms of identity and proof and things like that, and then book an appointment through the website that'll make that trip faster and more convenient. And then the third option is in rare occasions, you're not able to even start the application online, and you'll figure that out pretty quickly, and it'll route you to us to come visit us at a local Social Security office. So it's a really nice interactive tool to help you, number one, see if you can avoid the trip to the Social Security office altogether. But again, even if you can't, at least you can typically figure out what you're going to need to bring and schedule that appointment so that once you do come in, you're in and out pretty quickly.
If you start the application online and it's determined you need to come into an office to finish it, you can take advantage of the new online self-scheduling option to select the most convenient office to receive service at. Meyer says choose to receive communications and appointment reminders through email or text.
Yeah, absolutely. You raise a good point that, there's not necessarily an office right next door to you. So cutting out that drive time and the time you spend in the office is a big convenience. And if you choose to take advantage of the online scheduling option, so even if you do have to come in, at least with that self-scheduling option, you're going to have some conveniences there because, number one, you can select the most convenient office to receive service at. So like you mentioned, in Clinton, you might choose to go to Bloomington. You might choose to come to Springfield. Maybe it depends. Maybe you've got other business in one of those cities, and so it'd be more convenient for you to go to whatever city you're visiting otherwise. So you could link up your appointment with that office in the town you're going to be in. So that's a real nice key to that as well. Mm-hmm. And then you can also get things like reminders, and you could reschedule that appointment right through the app if you need to, or right through the website if you need to.
If you do need to visit an office with documents, please note Social Security cannot accept photocopies. You'll need to bring originals or certified copies. Myers points out in Illinois, you still need to visit an office in person to complete a name change after marriage, but starting the process online will make the process much more convenient. The Illinois State Police is investigating an officer-involved shooting in McLean County from Saturday, just after the noon hour on Saturday on Interstate 55, northbound near Lexington, milepost 178. Illinois police troopers responded to a call of shots fired. Preliminary information indicated two vehicles had pulled over and were on the shoulder of the interstate. Upon arrival, officers observed a subject shooting at the other vehicle. The subject then pointed a firearm at officers. Officers exchanged gunfire with the subject, who was fatally struck and later pronounced deceased. There were no other injuries. Illinois State Police Division of Internal Investigations are investigating the incident. The investigation is open and ongoing. Illinois State Police is currently processing evidence and conducting interviews. Upon completion of the investigation, all evidence and facts will be submitted for review to the McLean County State's Attorney's Office. No additional information is available at this time. News time is 24 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Monday. More to come on the WHOW Morning Show.
Take advantage of leap year. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. Yes, we have an extra day this month. So, come see our inventory of Chevrolet Trailblazers, Blazers, and the all-new Chevy Trax. It's a sharp, redesigned 5-passenger and affordable front-wheel drive. We also have a larger 7-passenger Traverse and a good selection of Tahoes. Use your extra day wise. Shop us online to see all our inventory. BombChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
News time is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Monday. Again, I'm Seth Lawrence with you folks today for this expanded local newscast. USDA Rural Development Acting State Director Molly Hammond has been in her new position for about a month and says several Illinois communities are taking advantage of the Rural Drinking Water and Wastewater Infrastructure Program.
And in Illinois, we never disappoint in that water and wastewater infrastructure program. We're always in the top 5 in the nation for number of projects. And our staff is just excellent in this area. So yesterday we had, 8 different projects announced, and I'll just name off a few here. The city of Vienna received a $3 million loan to repair the water plant for the city. It'll replace the water main, install valves and fire hydrants, renovate an elevated water tower, and then other necessary additions and repairs. So a really great project there. The city of Beardstown received a $385,000 loan and a $500,000 grant to finish improvements to their wastewater system, and that funding will benefit 1,896 residents in that town. Going down to Hardinville, that water company received a $442,000 loan and a $395,000 grant to provide additional funds to add wholesale water users and an additional water tower, supply overhead water storage, and improve pressure. The Village of Brighton received a $4.9 million loan and a $1.3 million grant to replace various sized water main within the village and portion of the Village of Godfrey. It'll install new meters, meter pit, and a booster pump station. And one more, the Village of Bethany received a $328,000 investment to complete their water system improvement plans, including the renovation of their water tower, water main replacement and extensions, hydrant improvements, and enhancements to the emergency generator.
Information on all USDA rural development programs is online at rd.usda.gov/il. Tiny Toulon, Illinois, was a healthcare desert without a hospital or clinic in the entirety of its home in Stark County. That's when the Henry and Stark County Health Department, via community leaders and business owners, got involved. Rayanne Tucker with the Henry and Stark County Health Department talks about how health departments are playing a role in alleviating so-called healthcare deserts across rural counties in Illinois.
I think as a healthcare provider, obviously, if any kind of healthcare provider, whether it's a Unity Point or OSF, all healthcare providers want to look at service areas. Obviously, as a health department, we're not profit motivated. We are patron and client and our residents motivated. So it's been very hard for us because we are a non-for-profit organization. And so we've always had that on our wish list. I have to do the I-Plan, and that's a health risk assessment. We tend to look at what's going on as far as services and what's affecting the health of our residents in any given county. And we have to do reports. It's quite a long system of things that we have to do every 5 years to be accredited as a health department. So it has been obviously on our wish list, and we know that they've needed it. But to be able to answer that call as a health department is phenomenal.
The Henry and Stark County Health Department opened a new location in Toulon in December, helping Stark County lose the designation as a healthcare desert, and the model used to get funding for the location is being highlighted later this year by the Illinois Department of Public Health for Public Health Week in April 2024. News time is 29 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Monday. Coverage of news brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters. And we stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. Israel's military has put the finishing touches on a blueprint for civilian evacuations